5 of these for less than the price of one of the Becca. Blacklight technology? What? So I might have a date this week. Hey girl, welcome to Emmarie Lane, where my goal is to find you the best beauty products for the best prices. And in today's video, we're doing another dupe battle. Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector versus a possible dupe, e.l.f. Putty Color-Correcting Eye Brightener. This is probably one of the biggest price differences I've ever done when it comes to dupe battles. So I'm super excited to see how this works out. I will say, I've used this before, and I really, really like it. But if I like this better, I will tell you I'm not gonna be biased. I just wanted to put that out front. Oh, the packaging is very nice though. At least some of the price you're paying for the packaging. Let's look at the difference in shades. Interesting. So the e.l.f. one, this one right here, has a little bit more peach to it. This one's more pink. It's not by much, but there is a difference. So with both of these, you're supposed to use your fingers, kind of warm it up on your fingertips a little bit, and then pat it on. The Becca one says you're supposed to start on your outer corner and work your way in, which is fascinating, right? Hold on, let me make sure I read that right. Yeah, you'd think you would want it the most where it's darkest, but I don't know, what does the e.l.f. say? We will use it the way that the product is intended to use. It says blend outward, so it says the opposite. Okay, I'm gonna do the e.l.f. on my right and the Becca on my left. How does this feel? Oh, it's softer, I think. Hold on. Yeah, the e.l.f. one's still really smooth, but the Becca one, if you accidentally stuck a fingernail in there, it'd be easier to accidentally scoop some out. Does that make sense? It's very melty. Warming up between the fingers. Starting off with the Becca. According to Sephora's website, it says, it's a fan favorite color corrector that uses reflective light to brighten the look of under eye circles. It has peach and apricot tinted pigments, direct color, and neutralized blue undertones. Blacklight technology? What? Okay. It instantly brightens and luminizes underneath the eyes. It also has vitamin E for nourishing, free of all the gross things like parabens, mineral oils, all that stuff. Helps smooth skin around the eyes and creates an even base for concealer. It comes in 4 shades. You have fair light, medium, medium dark, and dark. Obviously, I have been in shade fair light. 4.1 stars, I think. Only 365 reviews. So is it because they switched it up so it's Smashbox and Becca instead of just being Becca, why it only has that many reviews? Because I feel like it's been around for a long time. It should have more than that. I don't know. And it is a whopping $33. That is so much money. We'll see if it's worth it. I know a lot of people love this. Okay, wiping off my fingers, make sure all the Becca's off. Moving on to the e.l.f. So according to e.l.f.'s website, it says an under eye brightener that works to correct the appearance of dark circles and luminize underneath the eye for a reflective look. There's that reflection again. Features color correcting peach hues to reduce the appearance of dark circles. Luminizing pearls brighten your under eyes. I wonder if that's like kind of the same idea as like their black light technology for the Becca one. Unique putty formula offers medium coverage and it effortlessly blends, primes, so this is technically a primer too, and smooth skin to extend the wear of concealer. It's used with skin-loving ingredients like squalene, hyaluronic acid, and ginseng root extract. What the heck does that do? Well, I guess it's a skin-loving ingredient, but probably moisturizing. It is $6, so you could get 5 of these for less than the price of one of the Becca. And it comes in 6 shades, so it has more shades available. I, again, have it in the lightest shade possible. It comes in fair, medium light, medium tan, tan deep, deep rich, and rich. It has 4.4 stars with 18 reviews, so not a ton of reviews. Let's get a nice close look. I already have so many thoughts and feelings. Okay, so I feel like the Becca one is a lot more reflective. Like when I move my face around, you can see it's more shimmery, not shimmery. It's more light bounces off of it. It's not like the e.l.f. one doesn't, but the e.l.f. one is more smoothing, without a doubt. Like, can you see that? And I smile especially, it looks more like filtered. There's less texture, there's less fine lines noticeable. That's fascinating. For my concealer, I wanted to use something that I knew how it wore. It doesn't necessarily need like a ton of help, but it does need a little bit of help. And something that was kind of like in between. It's not like crazy expensive, but it's not crazy cheap either. So I'm using the Glossier Stretch Concealer in the shade G12. I love this stuff. You use your fingers with it too. And so I was like, okay, like a brush or something won't interrupt the formula. One more I'd like to see, like color correction wise, they're the same basically. So a tiny bit of darkness. I always like to take a little bit more product, whether it's corrector or concealer or whatever, and try to focus it right here. And it does a really good job, but it doesn't make it completely disappear. But hopefully with the concealer, it will be gone. It'll be like magic. So I might have a date this week. I haven't been on a date in 3 years. I'm not nervous at all. I didn't go on like a dating hiatus, but I didn't really try either. But I decided this week to join some dating apps. And the last date I went on was a dating app date, and it wasn't a bad experience at all. It just kind of made me not want to try as much. So we'll see what happens. By the time that I need to film next week's video, I will have been on the date. So if you want a little update, let me know. Okay, this is what we're looking like with concealer. The Glossier one's like a medium coverage concealer. It's not going to get rid rid of everything. That's another reason I wanted to use it, so we could see how things kind of worked together. With the concealer on, they basically look the same. The same amount of reflection is kind of showing through. The e.l.f. probably is a little bit more smooth. That's probably the biggest difference, but when it comes to color correction, by the time you get concealer on, they look about the same. It's currently 11:26. I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on. I'm going to go about my day. I'm going to do a chicken halfway throughout the day in natural lighting. I am not going to use any powder because I'm hoping that both of these will just do their job and things won't crease like crazy. If they start creasing like crazy, I'll add a little bit of setting spray on a brush. I found that that's a lot better for my under eyes and powder. That way it just helps things stay a little bit better and not crease as much. We'll see what happens. I don't want the video to be totally ruined because I refuse to add some type of setting situation. I'll see you in just a second. Okay, we're at the halfway point. Everything is looking pretty good. I would say everything looks about the same. Nothing is like super cakey or anything like that. Like, I'm pretty impressed with the fact that I don't have any powder or setting spray on or anything like that, and it's holding up good. I will say, when I was editing this video, because I already started editing it, I was shocked how much more color correction it looks like the e.l.f. side has in the video, because at least to me, it didn't look like that in person. So I don't know about that. So take that with a grain of salt. I guess for pictures, it sounds like you should lean towards more the e.l.f. side. We will see what happens by the end of the day because we're still not through. A lot of things could happen. I'm testing this out for at least another 6 hours. So let's see in a sec. It's actually been almost 13 hours, so we really gotta test these out. And honestly, I'm pretty impressed with both. Are they perfect? No, they're not, but they look pretty darn good. It's hard for concealer to stay in place without some type of setting situation. I would say at this point of the day, the Becca side looks slightly smoother. They're both still doing a good job color correcting. I would say the Becca side does have some bunching going on, like right almost in my inner corner, and the e.l.f. does not, but there is more texture on this side. So they're both showing that it's getting towards the end of the day in one way or another, but they still don't look awful. So my thought process is, if you want to spend the money on Becca, great, but honestly I think this does just as good of a job. You're just gonna need to set either one of them, which hopefully you expect that from the beginning. Like I mentioned before, I've been really enjoying spraying setting spray on a brush and just like dabbing it in versus using setting powder, so maybe try that. I think you'll be happy with either, but I would consider this a dupe. I would. From a distance, they honestly look great. If you want to see a dupe battle between the new Rare Beauty waterproof brow pencil versus a possible dupe, you can click right here. I'll link everything I talked about in the description box below. Those links are affiliate links, so I do get a small percent of the profits if you use my link to buy the product. That's not affect you in any way. I love you so much, and don't ever forget that you are enough. Bye!